Hey everybody, how's it going? Coming to you from inside my hammock to introduce a tarp ridgeline setup that will connect right into your suspension lines without needing to go around the tree. So I got it pretty well dialed in here with my ridgeline. I got this side purposely slightly loose just to see how it responds to me getting in and out of it. And as you can see, my ridgeline up here is nice and taut. So when I get in the hammock, it does stay nice and tight. It works really good. Just have to make sure that your ridge line is the right length for everything, because when you do get in the hammock, you do have to control the lengths between the gathered ends for this to work perfectly. But other than making sure that that's perfect, this is a really cool setup. It saves some time and effort getting everything set up. So I'm going to hop out of here and show you guys what it looks like. So here's everything from the outside. And the system consists of 3 loops of AM steel and a toggle. We have one loop that is large headed to the end of the hammock and has a free floating toggle. Another loop is prusik to the main suspension line, and another slightly thicker loop is the adjustment handle to go loose or tight. And with this adjustment handle in here, you do not have to have fine dexterity to come up here and screw around with this prusik or try to pull it from here and make it get tighter. With this, it pulls on the prusik at just the right spot, and as you can see, it will allow me to move it with a fairly low amount of effort. So I can tighten it or loosen it, or I can of course center the tarp by grabbing these and sliding them here or here to get the tarp perfectly where I want it. Here's the other side, the same thing. The toggle goes through the other loop and locks in there, the grab handle. And if you're trying to shave grams, you can also do this without the little plastic toggle. You can also do it with one of these button knots and create a soft link from here into there. As you can see, the ridge line is fairly tight. One of the things that will affect the ridge line, tight or loose, when you get into your hammock, this main suspension line is going to move down in an arc. And as it moves down in an arc, the effective distance between this line and the other end of the hammock will slightly change. So having a ridge line on your hammock solves that problem. So once you have your ridge line set up to the perfect length, you will be able to have the ridge line set up to the perfect length and your tarp connected onto your line, and you'll be able to just go up and connect to the tree without making a lot of adjustments, because that is what's going to affect the ridge line. If you get into the hammock and your ridge line becomes really tight or becomes loose due to the dimension changing between the gathered end of your hammock, then the only adjustment you'll need to make is to the ridge line. So in short, for this setup to work perfectly, a properly length ridge line is the only key element, and everything else is super easy to adjust, super easy to disconnect. You can quickly turn this toggle and flip it through here. You can quickly come up to here and grab one end of the line and slide it. Going tighter is a little bit harder because I'm already stretching the ridge line, but as you can tell, even though this right now, I can take this and I'm leaning my body weight into it right now. It's very tight. If I grab it with this, check it out, it will slide easily because it grabs the prusik at the coils back here. It makes adjusting this prusik very easy, and also boosts the internal dimension that this coil is wrapping around, which makes more surface area for the coil to bite on. So this becomes a very dependable prusik that you can set and tighten and walk away from and never worry about it becoming loose. So there it is, the tarp line that connects right into your suspension line, just using a toggle and 3 loops of AM steel. Thanks for watching, everybody.